All right, let's talk second grade curriculum. So if you are new around here, hi, my name is Brittany. I am a homeschooling mom to 4 kids. We are looking at going into 11th grade, 4th grade, 2nd grade, and kindergarten year 1. So in this video specifically, we are going to talk about all of the curriculum I purchased for my upcoming 2nd grader for the 2025-2026 school year. So first of all, I should admit, she is already doing all of this curriculum. My 2nd grader has a September birthday, and so we kind of started her in her schooling after Christmas whenever she was in kindergarten because she was just ready. And so a lot of this she's already started. I don't think there's anything that she hasn't actually started yet, but it is what she's doing for 2nd grade and going into this school year. So we're going to talk about it here. Okay, so let's start with math. I like to start with math. And this is no surprise. We are a CLE family. I love CLE, and so she is doing CLE 2. She did CLE 1 and for 1st grade and really loved it and did great with it. She is doing CLE 2. I am finding she is a little bit slower on this one than she was for 1st grade, but that's okay. We're just going through it. It is, if you're not familiar with CLE is Christian Light Education. It comes in 10 little light units. They're 17 lessons per light unit. It has 2 quizzes and 1 test. It also includes speed drills at the back. It has the option to buy the flashcards, to do flashcards. We do not do the flashcards that go with this curriculum. Instead, I have my kids do extra math, xtramath.com on the computer. That's how they practice all their math facts. It's excellent, it's free, and I don't have to do flashcards, which is probably the best part. And so that is how we do math. And she is gonna stick with CLE math too. And so, yeah, nothing more to say about that. For language arts, we are a classical family, and so she is doing, as a family with my younger kids, we are going through Prima Latina. So this is her book, but she is doing Prima Latina. And if you do Memoria Press, which that's what this is through, is Memoria Press. If you do Memoria Press's Prima Latina, which is scheduled for 2nd grade, which is obviously her grade. To go alongside it, they recommend the English grammar practice, and then also introduction to English grammar. So I said that we're doing Prima Latina with all of my kids. My 4th grader's not doing this work. He's doing a separate grammar for his that's age appropriate for him, but my 2nd grader is doing the full Prima Latina set, which that's their course guide. I don't have it in front of me, but their course guide actually has this scheduled in with it, but the English grammar practice is on the schedule recommended. If you were to do the full Memoria Press curriculum, it's on the schedule. It's not on the schedule if you buy just the Prima Latina teacher guide, but it is technically supposed to go with it. So do know that if you do decide to go with Prima Latina, if you buy Prima Latina, the I can't remember what they call it, but it's like, I'll insert what it's specifically called. It's like the teacher guide. It's not going to mention it, but for the full curriculum, if you were to have the full teacher guide that goes over all of the curriculum, the English grammar practice is listed in there. And so the Prima Latina teacher guide has this scheduled for Thursdays. I think it's Thursdays, and you would do this once a week. And so Prima Latina, we do it as a family, and after we finish that on Thursdays, we will come and it goes, and it just has the lesson, and it's specifically what it's talking about, because why I love the Prima Latina course is that it covers so much grammar within the Latin course. And so, because in order to learn Latin, you do have to learn the grammar that goes alongside it. And so how it is taught is it teaches the grammar alongside learning Latin, which it's so seamless the way that it works together. And so you're like, she's learning what is a proper noun here, what is an adverb, what is an adjective. And then whenever you're doing this, 2 of the days of the week, you would do some sentence editing. So you would edit the following sentence for punctuation, capitalization, and grammar. I do think that this is kind of a little bit young considering we haven't gone over any of this. So I do find that I'm having to go through with her. We'll go into reviews later. But some of the other stuff it's just really good. It takes like 10 minutes. So that's mainly for grammar, is that she has Prima Latina and English grammar practice and introduction to English grammar. So for spelling, she is doing spelling workout B. Have not had experience with this curriculum. We tried it one time with my oldest and didn't stick with it. I like it, but I wish it had more instruction, but it is pretty good if you have a strong speller. She's a very strong speller. I think she's gonna do just fine with spelling workout for this year. For handwriting, I got this book in and I was looking at it. First of all, this italic handwriting series. I liked the way that this looked online because it looked like it would work very well into moving into cursive. I'm not madly in love with it. I might switch her over to cursive anyway halfway through this year, but it works for now. If you have a handwriting curriculum that you love, I am happy to hear it. So please leave that in the comments, because I have yet to find a handwriting curriculum that I am just over the moon about. For phonics practice, she is doing some Explode the Code. This book is way under her level. She will probably finish this in very quickly and do 3 and maybe 4 as well. Okay, and then I think the last thing that I have for her is her literature. So I get most of our literature recommendations from the Sunlight website and then just other book lists I find online. So these are actually way under her reading level, and I did that on purpose. I'll explain why in a minute. Let me show you what we have, and then I'll explain why I chose these. Okay, so we have Mouse Tales, Greg's Microscope, Nate the Great. This one might be kind of on reading level for her. Owl at Home, The Bravest Dog Ever, The True Story of Balto, The Titanic Lost and Found. These are add-ons just because I thought it would be fun. National Geographic Kids Wildfires, and then National Geographic Kids George Washington. This is her first exposure to reading within our time period for our history lessons. And then she's going to work her way through Frog and Toad Storybook Treasury is a book I've had forever. But those are going to be her assigned readers. These are not all the books that she is going to read. I also encourage my kids to do fun reading in the evening. I let them stay up a little bit later if they are in their rooms reading, and so that's how I convince them that they can that they want to read, is like, oh, you have to go to bed, but you can stay up later if you leave the light on and read a book. And so that's how I encourage reading. And so why I chose these books for her. This is our first experience for her having assigned reading. And what I really want to do, and what we are starting to do, is for my kids, I don't do literature guides, especially at this age. Instead, I do literature logs. And there's actually, I can't remember her name. I got this idea from someone here on YouTube. So what she does here is, this is her practice in doing some narrating and doing some summarizing. And so I am really working with reading comprehension for her because she's such a strong reader. I want to work on that comprehension so she's not just like flying through books. So I purposely got books that are, it's technically on grade level for her, but I probably could have pulled the 3rd grade reading list from Sunlight and she would have done very well with it. But I want her to get that reading comprehension. I know she's gonna read the hard books. She'll do it for fun, but I want to make sure that she can take the time to summarize it. And especially with an assigned reading, I want to push her out of her comfort zone, and I think that this will accomplish that. If you are curious on what we're doing for science and history for her, that would be in our family subjects video. I will link that down below. I have a playlist going that you can find all of those videos. That is all the curriculum I have for her. So if you enjoy this kind of content, I hope you'll consider sticking around and subscribing. Also, I created an Instagram specifically for this YouTube channel. I will put it somewhere in here. If you want to see kind of more of our day-to-day homeschooling journey, you can follow over there. And that's all I got. So until next time, bye.